Welcome to Untold History, the space where we explore the secrets that shaped the world. In this final chapter of our series Eternal Rome, the city that ruled time, we delve into the final moments of the Western Roman Empire. From the invasion of the Germanic peoples to the abdication of the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, we will explore the causes and consequences of this decline. We will reflect on how the fall of Rome marked the beginning of a new era, the Middle Ages. What legacy did Rome leave to the world, and how did its spirit survive after the fall? Join us as we explore the end of a civilization that, even in its decline, left an indelible mark on the world. The 5th century was a period of crisis and transformation for the Western Roman Empire. After centuries of glory, Rome faced a combination of factors that weakened it from within and without. Administrative corruption, constant power struggles, and the economic crisis eroded internal stability. Meanwhile, the empire's borders were increasingly vulnerable to incursions by Germanic peoples, Huns, and other groups. The Battle of Adrianople in 378 was a turning point. The Goths, led by Fritigern, inflicted a devastating defeat on the Roman army and killed the Emperor Valens. This event proved that Rome was no longer invincible. From then on, Germanic peoples began to settle within Roman territory, often as foederati, allies under official title, but with agendas of their own. One of the most emblematic episodes of the Roman decline was the sack of Rome in 410. Alaric, king of the Visigoths, marched to the Eternal City after years of tensions with the Roman authorities. Although Rome was no longer the political capital of the empire, its symbolism as the center of Western civilization made its fall a devastating blow to Roman morale. The looting was not as brutal as other historical episodes, but it marked the end of an era. The image of an invulnerable Rome crumbled. Alaric, for his part, sought legitimacy and recognition, not the destruction of Rome. However, his actions symbolized the inability of the Roman emperors to defend their own territory. The decline of Rome was not only the product of external invasions, but also of internal divisions. The succession of emperors was marked by instability and the inability to establish a strong and lasting leadership. Many 5th century emperors were puppets controlled by powerful generals or rival factions within the empire. The case of Romulus Augustulus, considered the last emperor of the West, illustrates this dynamic. In 476, Romulus was deposed by the Germanic leader Odoacer, who decided not to assume the imperial title, but to rule Italy under the nominal authority of the Eastern Emperor. This event is traditionally considered to be the end of the Western Roman Empire, although, in reality, Roman power had already been fragmented for decades. At the same time, the economic system of the empire had collapsed. Corruption, inflation, and excessive taxation bled the provinces, further weakening the state's ability to finance its defense and administration. The countryside, which had been the economic pillar of Rome, was devastated by continuous wars and looting. In 455, the Vandals carried out another sack of Rome, led by Gaiseric. Although this looting was more organized, it reinforced the perception that Rome could no longer protect itself or its citizens. The western provinces of the empire began to fragment into independent kingdoms under the control of barbarian leaders. Despite the political fall of the Western Roman Empire, its cultural influence endured. One of the most significant changes of this period was the consolidation of Christianity as the dominant religion in Europe. From the Edict of Milan in 313, which guaranteed religious freedom, to the Edict of Thessalonica in 380, which made Christianity the official religion of the empire. Christianity went from being a persecuted faith to becoming a central force in shaping the post-Roman world. The Church, led by the Bishop of Rome, assumed a crucial role as the spiritual heir of the empire. In the absence of centralized political power, the Church became a point of cohesion for emerging European societies. The figure of the Pope began to consolidate itself as a moral and political authority, unifying Roman traditions with new cultural and social realities. In addition, Monasteries emerged as centers of learning and cultural preservation during the Dark Ages. It was thanks to them that many works of Roman literature, science, and philosophy survived, ensuring that Rome's legacy was not completely lost. Although the Western Roman Empire ceased to exist as a political entity, its legacy endured in multiple forms. The Latin language continued to be the basis of learning, administration, and culture in Europe for centuries. Roman law served as the foundation for the legal systems of many modern nations, and Roman institutions inspired the organization of later European states. In addition, Roman architecture and urbanism left an indelible mark. Cities such as London, Paris, and Barcelona still show the traces of their Roman past in their structures and designs. Even the very concept of empire continued to fascinate later generations, from Charlemagne to Napoleon, who sought to emulate Rome's greatness. In the East, the Roman Empire survived as the Byzantine Empire, with its capital at Constantinople. This state continued to carry the Roman legacy for nearly 1,000 more years, until the fall of Constantinople in 1453. The fall of Rome marked the end of an era, but also the beginning of a new chapter in human history. Its influence is still alive in our languages, our laws, and our culture. Eternal Rome was not just an empire, it was an idea, a civilization that, even in its twilight, refused to fade away entirely. What lessons can we draw from the greatness and fall of Rome to understand the course of history? Join us as we close this journey and celebrate the eternal legacy of a civilization that, even in defeat, never ceased to conquer the hearts of the world.